Hey, Happy New Year to everyone. It's really a great, wonderful year starting out, and I'm feeling really good about it with all the things that we've talked about and everything that I've put in place for my new goals, with my index cards. And now I've got them in one of those old-fashioned photo albums that have the plastic sleeves that you can, thumb through. And I put each index card in there and can just flip through them, and add to it as I go along. And so it's really a fun thing to do now. I'll write down things and then I'll put them on my index card with all the colors, and there it is. So it's just another tool that I'm using to help myself along in this wonderful journey that we call life. So I hope that you guys ring in the new year in a great way, and just want to welcome you to my channel and thank you so much. If you would like to subscribe, please click on the bell and do so, and let's start the new year out in a really good way. I've already said that this year is going to be my best year ever, and that's the vibration that I'm putting out there. That's what I know, that's what I feel, and that's what will be. So that's how it works. Let's just step out into the unknown and figure out what influence we're under. The questions that we ask when we're thinking thoughts and observing ourselves is this a satisfying thought? That's one. And two is, what influence am I under when I have this thought? And three is, how does my spirit feel about it? And is this a satisfying thought? Pretty quickly you'll know the answer to that one. And then, what influence am I under based upon how you're feeling? Anxious, worried, or frustrated, or happy, excited, ready to go. You'll know which influence you're under, and that way you can either go with that momentum because it's a high-flying place to be, or stop and find that emotion of relief before you move forward in any more in that direction. The faster you can stop that, the better off things will be for you, and the easier it will become. So you find that relief, like I say, kind of like an opposite. If you're feeling anxious, your spirit is calling you to be calm, because that's how you're going to find solutions for whatever you're anxious about. So you find out how you can get from anxious to calm, and just take your baby steps, one by one, back over to that calm place, knowing that that is who you truly are and what is going to help you get to the next step in a powerful way. You're always going to get to the next step, but if you're going to push rewind and go through all the negative things that you've been through already over and over, then it just gets harder and more intense, because the universe is trying to wake you up and say, look, how much of this are you going to put up with? Stop and breathe and get relief and focus on the things that are good and that you can appreciate, and get yourself back over to that place little by little. And as I said, you don't want to beat yourself up about it. We're all on this journey and finding our way and molding and shaping the clay of our emotions so that it can be what we want it to be. So it's a process, and it's an unfolding, and it's very beautiful. And the more determination you have, the more focus, the more inspired you are to, change everything and move in that new direction, the more those things will come to you. You know, different ideas that will help you, different videos, different books, different people. Things will start to, you know, play themselves out for you. And one thing I learned in one of the books that I'm reading, you know, it's called Dying to the Past Every Moment. Every moment is a now. And as soon as it's over, it's over. And so if you keep attaching those negative things, you know, to the next person or the next event, then it's just going to block you from really having that good experience that we're here for. So if you die to the past every moment and let each new experience and new person be fresh, it's going to let you experience that full, beautiful moment of what it was meant to be without the past muddying it up. So if you have a pattern or a trend that you're wanting to get rid of in relationships or money or jobs or whatever it may be, then that's what you need to do. Is that's gone. Don't hold on to it. Don't bring it into the now with you and let it, you know, keep you from having this wonderful experience. You need to let it go. Like I say, let the old go and watch the new flow. So I like that. You know, I like to come up with things like that because it helps me in those moments to have something easy and you know, catchy to kind of stop me in my tracks and help me in those moments that I'm, you know, struggling with all of that. So you should, you know, put those things into practice, because it's like I say to myself, I wouldn't want someone looking at my worst moment and attaching that to me, and every time they see me, that's all they think about, you know. Then I don't really have a chance, because that's just all that they're putting out there. So if you kind of flip it and look at it from your point of view, then you would want someone to let that go. You know, look, I was not in a good place that day or whatever, you know, so, or I was in a season of my life that just wasn't working, whatever it may be. So we want to give everyone that opportunity to be able to start fresh, you know. And so every day is a new day, and even the people that are already in our lives, they are new too. And we need to see them with new eyes and a new heart and see the very best in them that we possibly can, knowing that we're all diverse and we're all in different places on our path, so that every piece of it is good. You know, as soon as we start understanding the perfectness of what we're experiencing, because every piece of it brings us closer to understanding what we don't want and what we do want, so that it's, you know, drawing us to go within, to go within, to go within. Because as soon as you do that, that place is going to bring you to calm and to joy and to love, that you don't need look at anyone outside of yourself or an event to define you any longer. And once you find that place, then it's a lot easier for you to die to the past every moment, to, you know, let go of the old and watch the new flow. All of those things become, you know, more easy for you to catch on to, because you're grounded in who you are, and that piece is in place, which is the foundation of everything. And then everything, you know, can have ease and flow in your life. And that's one of the things I put on one of my index cards with relationships, is all my relationships are about ease and flow. I let them be, they let me be. We look at the best in each other. No matter what we see with our physical eyes, we don't let that take us, you know, to a dark place. We just ignore it and look for the wonderful things that are in each person, realizing, you know that we are from the same source, one light, one energy, and that oneness, it connects us in a very powerful way, so that it's like that, the golden rule, you know, do unto others what you would have them do unto you. It becomes kind of a new, deeper concept, because it really is true. It's like if you're treating others in a hateful, judgmental way, then that's what you're asking for someone else to do back to you. So the only way you can get through all that is to get rid of those negative, bitter, you know, emotions that are holding you back. Because you can't give love and appreciation if your heart is full of anger and bitterness or frustration or anxiety, any of those things. You have to find a place where you feel good and you feel love, and the only place you're going to be able to do that is to go within and listen to your spirit. And the better you feel, the more you'll be able to hear those messages. And you have to feel fully confident that it can happen. I mean, our spirit has been with us from the beginning, and so it knows everything, and it knows every way to get us to the best place possible in each moment. On days that we're not feeling as good, you know, we're not going to be able to get, you know, to the higher place necessarily, but our spirit is still guiding us step by step in the best way possible in that day to get us back to relief more and more until we reach that point of appreciation. And, you know, once you stop looking at everybody in a judgmental way, through hate and bitterness, or, you know, wanting them to validate you and make you feel good, you know, when you stop all that, everything just really starts flowing in a very different way that makes complete sense. You know, that you are who you are, and no one can take that from you, and no one is trying to take that from you, but you're allowing it, you know, over and over through different people's manipulation or control of you. But even those people are in our lives to be a catalyst, you know, to say, you know, wake up, stop doing these things, stop looking at people in this way so that they're controlling you. Because once you decide that you're in control of your own life, it's kind of cool, because those people stop trying to control you more and more. I mean, it doesn't just happen overnight necessarily, but it is something you can see fairly quickly if you are focusing on that and really, you know, consistently serious about it. Then it's they let you go, you know. As soon as you claim your own power, your own love for yourself, or just love in general, everything changes. Just because of those vibrations, they just naturally unfold in a different way. And so it's very, very refreshing, because you can just sit back and look at your life and know that all the things that you want can be, as you let go of the control of your own life, really. I mean, the way that you're controlling your life is just by feeling as good as you can and letting yourself be who you are and let others be who they are, with no judgment, no attachment in an unhealthy way, so that you're enabling them or, you know, trying to fix this or that. You just realize that everything is the way it is, and it's okay, because it's all flowing in the natural way that it should. And if you feel good, it's just going to be a better ride. You're still going there, but it's going to be a rougher ride, and it's going to take longer. But if you're feeling good and really focusing on those new ideas and new understanding of your spirit, and your emotions guiding you, then the ride is just going to be so much more fun and beautiful and exciting and faster. You won't be in that funky place for as long. You'll come out of it quicker and you'll move on, past that in a lot better way. So those are the things that we all want, and we need to want those for others as well. Whoever's hurt us in the past, or we think is holding us back, or we feel stuck or trapped, that's just our own perception of what is. But when we let go of that, we realize that we're free and that many things can come. We're all on this path individually, even though we're one light and one energy. We're each experiencing it from our own perspective. And it's just really phenomenal to think about. I have a song that was inspired that I put together, and it's peace and love bring harmony. Peace and love bring harmony. And the more we quit defining ourselves through, gender or culture or, rich and poor, or just you name it, anything, political ideas, or, whatever it may be. Once we stop identifying ourselves through those measures, we can start seeing people, as just people, just living their life, doing their thing, and from their perspective, this is where they're at. There's no us and them. And when you realize there's no us and them, then you can all, kind of work together more. Like if you're in a place where you come in and there's someone there and you're, for whatever reason, you're judging them in your heart, those vibrations are out there. It doesn't matter if you say the words or not. Those vibrations are out there, and that person knows this and responds, not even of their own understanding, to that vibration. So we need to change that within our heart to just feel the oneness of all of us and realize that we're all on this journey in the perspective that we have, and it's all okay. We don't need to take it personal. We just need to know that, hey, if that person is, bringing hate or anger or whatever out, that's all they have to give. So you cannot expect something from them that they don't have. But if you respond in kind, then you're perpetuating the whole thing. So you have to decide, do I want to love this person unconditionally? And maybe just that right there will be powerful enough to help them, to change them, to realize that they too are love, and they are worthy, and they can let go of that anger. But if they see the world as everybody's against them and there's just all this anger, and then you just show them what they actually believe, then you're not helping the situation. You've got to show them that no, it's not all people are that way. I see past what I see with my eyes. I see you as spirit, and I know we came from the same source. So then you have a whole different experience. Everybody that you meet, when you're running errands or at your job or school or wherever it may be, is very different. It really is, because the vibrations that you have are love. They come from a place of love for everyone, and there's no judging. It just becomes a very different vibration that you're anchored in, and people rise to that. Like I said, we're talking vibrationally to each other all the time, and that's really the language that we speak. It's not the words that we're saying. I mean, we all understand this. It's like we can say whatever we want to say with our mouth, but our heart is speaking, and that's what's really coming through. And so we can't fool anybody. You know, we can't fool anybody. So it's just, that's the way we're going to have, you know, peace in this world more and more, is by what we as individuals are doing on our own. Because we can be very, very powerful and reach many, many people that we don't even know across the globe, because those energies work that way. So once we realize that we're not insignificant, we can make a difference. One person does do great things. I mean, we can look, you know, through history and understand that. So we have that same energy, that same light, that same power to, you know, what we want can be in a beautiful way. And there's no barriers to it. All these ideas and wonderful things will flow to us when that's where we're at. And so you want to focus on what you are for rather than what you are against. Because if you continue to focus on what you're against, you will just get more of that, because the focus, the vibration that you have out there, even though you want something different, you're saying, I don't want this, and that's all that keeps coming back to you. So if you want peace and not war, you don't say, well, I'm against war and all the people that, you know, are out there, whatever, you know, all of those energies are being wasted, because all you're doing is bringing more of what you don't want into this world. So instead of being against anything or anyone, start being for peace, you know, for life, for beauty, for appreciation. The more that you see those things in the political arena, in your school systems, in your medical buildings, you know, all of those places, the more good things are going to come. You know, focus on, I appreciate so much this aspect of this particular system, and I would like to see more of that. You know, just bring yourself to that place and start thinking in a different way to accomplish what you're really wanting. So just decide that you're not going to be against anything, and whatever it is that you're wanting to see in the world or in your life or just in your family, you stop pushing against anyone, and you start appreciating and pushing for, or focusing, I should say pushing, but focusing for what you want. And then you will be part of the solution. And that's what is going to make those, you know, wonderful things happen that we want. So it's something, you know, to think about as you go through your day and start realizing, this is my old habit that I want to let go of. So, you know, it takes time because we're used to that pattern. And you'll see, though, the difference when you know, stop being against anyone or anything and start being for something beautiful and wonderful that you want to see more of in this world. And you can, you know, you can do it right now. You can do it today. Start making those changes, and you'll see pretty quickly how different you feel and how much different the world looks to you, because you now, you know, see the potential of amazing, beautiful things that can be and will be and are, because we've determined it to be so. So we need to, you know, stop looking at the news, at least in a way that, you know, takes you to this dark place that is doom and gloom, because it's not helping anyone. And start putting out your own, like I said, I'm journaling, and every day I'm saying what a wonderful day this is going to be, and all the things I can think of that were good in that day, I, can journal and put out there the things that I know that are true, that I'm loved, that I'm adored, that I'm powerful, that I have, there's no judgment, no resistance, no attachment. I can be, do, or have anything that I want. And start realizing doors of opportunity opening for you when you make that part of who you are. It's just, you wake up with that, you go to sleep saying, this day wasn't the best feeling good day for me, but I made it through. I'm proud of myself. I'm going to go to sleep with as much appreciation as I can, and I'm going to wake up with that, and I'm going to keep that going. You say those kinds of things to yourself, and you never, ever, ever beat yourself up about any of it. You just pat yourself on the back and keep going. Just keep going and realizing the wonderful things that you are accomplishing and that are changing in your life. And I really, hope that this year we can bring more subscribers in, and we can, have more interaction with the comments and questions and ideas that all of you I know have out there. And it'll just be a fantastic year. Like I said, this is going to be my best year ever. And I'm very excited, and I'm at peace with where I am now, and I know and I'm eager for what is coming as I continue my emotional journey of me in this physical form, so that I can experience the best of the best. So do what you need to do and jump on board with us so that we can all play in the clay together and learn from each other. I'm excited because today is January 11th, which is 111, and it's my 22nd video, and so that's my 22. So it's special for me, and numbers mean a lot to me. They may not to you, but they're very, very cool and interesting to me. When you see synchronicities like that, it's just letting you know that you're entering another realm that helps you see things, in a way that you never have before, so that you're opening your eyes. And I was thinking about the word realize. When you realize something, it's like everything is right in front of us from different realms, different vibrations. And when we realize that, which is real eyes, our real eyes, spiritual real eyes, see that, then we believe it, then it becomes seen in our physical form, and it materializes for us. So that is a key word that we can, think about and understand, that everything is already done before we even get there. It's done, because if we are imagining it, then our spirit has connected to it and is bringing us to it, drawing us to it, and the life there is waiting for us. So it's very exciting. So we need to realize with our real eyes, our spiritual eyes, what is right in front of us, literally right in front of us. Like I say, that's faith, feeling the unseen. I believe it, then I will see it. Okay, so instead of, wait a minute, I think I said that wrong. I believe it, then I see it. So I don't have to see it to believe it. Okay, so I got that right. When I believe it, I will realize it. It will be seen. So that's what we got to tap into. I like to play with words and look at their definitions and kind of, see how that fits in with what I'm doing, and it's just really fun for me. So like I say, we're all different, so you have your own way, And I would be so excited and happy for you to share with me any of those things as we start out the new year of 2023, letting it all be. That's what I've said. 2023, letting it all be. And when you can do that, you can just step back, take a breath, and just feel so good, because no matter what plan you have in place that changes, that's okay. You know, you don't have to freak out about it and say, oh man, you know, I had this planned and now we can't do this because of this and that. It's all part of it. It's all part of it. So this piece over here that changed everything in your plan, it's okay. It's become part of the plan now. So everything is okay. Whatever it is that changes along the way, it was meant to be, and it's okay. And it's just so much better when you can see things that way. And yeah, let it all be in 2023. So I appreciate you guys listening, and we'll be talking again very soon. I'm not sure yet what my plans are for the new year, but stepping into the unknown. What influence am I under? Know myself. Unconditional love. You know, all of those videos that you can go back and take a look at will, you know, help you to understand more of what my message is. And my message is, you are worthy. You are deserving. There's nothing that you've done wrong. Everything along your journey has been right, and it's leading you here. And that's what everything is about in our life, is to bring us to a place of awakening, to look within and listen to our spirit and understand what the next step will be. And have fun. You know, have fun with it. Like I said, don't beat yourself up. Just have fun and say, okay, this day was a mess. You know, it didn't quite go the way I wanted, but that's okay. That's okay. I know how to get myself there and get back on track, and it's all good. So anyway, thank you so much for listening, and leave me a comment, question, idea, and I will be happy to look at it and share. Have a good day, and I love you guys. Bye-bye.